Okay, so welcome back to the championship rounds. We've been missing for a while, but we're back at it. Episode 5. We're going to round up everything in the combat sport world. A few things going on, not too much at the moment, but still a few things to cover. And the reason that we've been quiet is because Sonny's been ill with COVID, but now he's back. So how you feeling, Sonny?
Oh, yo, I'm bare ill, so I'm going to put the GoFundMe link down in the description, guys. If you want to donate, yeah, fucking donate towards my recovery. Nah,
Ventilators.
I'm feeling Nah, not a ventilator. Nah, I'm feeling quite blessed, to be fair. I think the main thing I've learned from having COVID is that my immune system is basically Nate Diaz's chin. It's it's unbreakable, fella.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm back. I sound a bit nasally in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fucking ready to rock and roll, man. Let's go, man.
Let's go. Step your game up. Okay. Okay, but anyway, so what was our kickoff then? Because we didn't really cover. I was supposed to cover it, but I was lazy, so I didn't do a video. And I know this is late, but we can talk about where does Nate Diaz go next after his. I was gonna say his win over. It actually feels like a win. I was about to say his win over Leon Edwards, but it's actually a loss. But the way everyone's seeing it is a win. I've never seen a guy lose, but become a win.
He fucking lost 24 minutes of that fight. And somehow Nate has come out of that fight better than Leon Edwards, man. Fucking poor Leon, man. I don't know how. He's got the most stinky look ever. He literally controlled the entire fight, gets clipped in the last minute. And all anyone can talk about is fucking Nate Diaz after that fight. Yeah. But fair play to Nate. Bit weird at the end there that he didn't finish him off. But that was sick ending, man.
It's that quote though, isn't it? The Diaz brothers never lose. They just win. They just run out of rounds.
That's it. To be fair, like he said if it was a street fight, he was finished. So yeah,
it was a wrap right there.
Unfortunately for Nate, it wasn't a fucking street fight. Yeah.
Nah. Okay. So he's been having a back and forth on Twitter with Leon, and then he sort of said, "I don't mean to disrespect you," after going back and forth with him. So. I don't know.
Do you mean with Usman?
Usman, sorry, not Leon. Usman.
Yeah, I was going to say, him and Leon ain't really said anything. I think they're quite respectful towards each other. I think what happened was it was something like he said that you're a champ to Usman and you just have to do what they tell you or whatever. And then Usman said something like, oh, if you want 209 versus like 187, which is his area code, and speak to your boy Hunter Campbell. Yeah. But that's not going to... Can we just say how the fuck has this even happened? How is this being entertained? He literally just lost to Leon, and now he could potentially get a title shot. Like what the fuck?
And Usman's actually welcome him. It's like, come on, then come get some if you want some. Like he's not saying you don't deserve it. He's like, yeah, come on, then let's go.
Usman knows that the pay-per-view points are different for the Knicks. They're different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He ain't making that kind of money if anyone else. He would have made it. Well, saying that, even Masvidal. I think Nate Diaz eclipses him massively now.
Yeah, he's way bigger star, especially now that Masvidal's lost to Usman for the second time. Other than Conor McGregor, Nate is probably the biggest star in the UFC.
Yeah, definitely. But then where does Nate go if you're Nate Diaz now? You've basically got the whole, even though you've lost, you've got the whole roster open to you. Like, where do you go from here? I think he needs to pick a fight that he can, like, Usman is not going to win against. Like, he clipped Leon, okay, but he still lost 24 minutes. Usman might take him out.
The only shame is, that he doesn't go down to 155 anymore. Yeah. Otherwise, I would say him versus Dan Hooker, because Dan Hooker's coming off a loss.
Yeah.
And them two, that would be a war and a half.
Yeah.
But he's not going to drop down. At 170, I don't know who he fights, man.
Nah. I don't think there's not much for him there. And if he wants to fight money fights, there's not really money fights at 170. Like, it's interesting. Well, everyone waits to see what his next move. He might sit out for another year or two, and then come back for one last one.
You never fucking know with them. He could not fight again for 2 years now, so we don't fucking know.
Yeah. What about Leon then? What we thinking for him? Like, I think because of what happened in the last minute, I don't know if he'll get a title shot. I feel like they're going to give it to Colby, and then Leon's going to have to fight Masvidal. And if he beats Masvidal, then he has to do it.
I was gonna say I
Yeah.
want the Masvidal fight. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think Leon beats Masvidal anyway, so I
Yeah.
think Leon should have
Yeah.
the fight against Masvidal. If he beats Masvidal, there's no way he could be denied the title shot anymore. Like
No
you just
chance.
can't. He could if he wanted to, which I think Leon might actually end up doing is. I think he's just gonna sit out and wait for the Kobe Covington versus Usman fight to happen and then fight the winner because then he's in line for it, isn't he?
Yeah.
But the only thing I would be hesitant about is that he obviously had a lot of time out, and then look what happened at the end of the Nate Diaz fight. I feel like that was just him like going to sleep for like he was in cruise control basically, and he basically just switched off for the last minute. And I think that's probably a bit down to ring rust. Like he hasn't had that much octagon time. Obviously against Bilal Muhammad, it was cut short as well. So I think for Leon, it might actually be better for him to be active.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's the kind of fighter that needs to be active. And he did say like he has this also the same problem in the gym. He like tends to switch off towards the later rounds when they're sparring and stuff. So it's something that he's going to work on. But other than that, it's a good performance, and I feel like Leon's not a fan favorite because he doesn't go for the finish. And I've seen a lot of analysts say this, like Bisping, Son, and they always say like if you want to be a crowd favorite, you got to go for the finish. And fair play to Masvidal. He tried to put Nate out. Like, he literally just was bombing him and kicking him. And he tried to, like, fully put him out. Leon was more happy just to get the decision. And I mean, you can win that, but it's not going to win you fans.
I think it's a bit unfair to Leon, though, because I think he fucking landed some shots on Nate that would put some fellas away. There was one where there was like an uppercut and a hook when they were like clinched up together.
That was the last round. That
would have rocked most of the 170 division, but like Nate just fucking ate it, man. So weird.
He was eating his elbows as well. They were saying that his elbows are gonna like maybe drop him. We were saying that as well, but he's eating them for breakfast.
Even the kicks, like the amount of kicks that Leon landed, like most people wouldn't be able to put weight on their foot, and it was hurting Nate as well. But Nate was just like trying to brush it off. Like it was so weird, man. I just don't know if. So I don't know if he can be finished, man, at 170. But I think Usman would probably finish him.
Yeah, I think Usman could. I feel like Masvidal would have finished him that fight, you know, because Nate was going down. Like he didn't want to. He was sort of pulling guard at points, like saying like come down and stuff like that. And he did get wobbled and stuff. So I feel like Masvidal could have, but you never know. He'll stay in there till he dies, basically.
Yeah, basically.
But anyway, okay, let's move on from that. We want to see Leon and Masvidal, and they're going against each other on Twitter, so we'll keep an eye on that. Last weekend was a UFC fight night. That was Korean Zombie versus Dan 50K Ing or something. How'd you say his last name?
What is Ige? I don't even know how to pronounce it. I thought it was Dan Ige. It's IGE, innit?
IGE, yeah. But I thought it'd be Ing. I thought his last name runs in 50K. Dan 50K. Inge. No, it's not Inge.
No, that isn't even right. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
50K and gay. Inge.
Oh. You've got something else on your mind, fella.
What I want to speak about, I'm just going to run through the card. You haven't seen the card, have you?
I haven't, guys. I've had COVID, man. I was fucking dying, so I haven't even watched the card.
I'll just run through it quickly. It was actually a good card. There was the first 3 fights ended in a KO within the first 2 rounds, and then the last 3 fights were decisions. But even the decisions fights were good. So
I've just added dramatic effects.
Okay, so Matt Brown, you know about the immortal Matt Brown, 40 years old, UFC veteran. He fought Diego Lima, and he KO'd him in round 2. It was a good KO. It was a right hand, and as he KO'd him, Diego Lima face planted. So after he got KO'd, he was gone straight away. Literally face planted the floor. I'll clip it in here. And if Matt Brown went to the camera and was like, "How's that for 40, bitch?" Yeah, so probably like. And he was actually calling for a Nick or Nate fight, but his name's not big enough for them to really take notice. I'm gonna skip to the next one because I can tell you've already bare bored. But there was another guy called Choi Sung-woo, and he had
he's one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, he KO'd the other guy, Julian Erosa. Lovely left hook, dropped him, finished him on the ground, and then the fight after that, Marlon Vera versus Davy Grant. You know Marlon Vera.
Yeah, I know Marlon Vera. Yeah.
Davy Grant is one of Bisping's boys. He's from
right.
the UK. He's from Durham, and he's actually, to be fair, he won the first round. He did really well, and then Marlon Vera just took over from there. And in the last round, he had him in like a rear naked choke, and surprised that Davy Grant just didn't tap. He literally had him in a nasty choke, but he just refused.
Go
to
the
tap.
distance.
Yeah, it went the distance, but yeah, it was a good war. I think that the highlights are on YouTube. It was a really good fight. They were both busted up at the end. Well, more Davy Grant was, but Davy Grant did well, and then yeah, just Vera took over and got the job done. I feel like Vera could be pushing for top 5. He beat Sean O'Malley, lost to Jose Aldo, beat Davy Grant. So I think if he keeps another 1 or 2 wins, he's definitely looking into that top 5 of the bantamweight.
Yeah,
He's getting a big name as well. The next fight I'm going to skip, and then Dan Ige and Korean Zombie. You know what? Korean Zombie is known as a striker, but Dan and Korean Zombie were basically very even on the feet, and so Korean Zombie just used his wrestling and got into rear naked choke positions and dominated him on the ground. So yeah, it was a bit of a oh, so you're a wrestler now situation. And yeah, but he used his wrestling to win because they were pretty even on the feet. And yeah, that was bare quick. But yeah, I felt like you were getting bored.
Nah, that's good for Korean Zombie because he was coming off a loss, isn't it? So that's good that he's come back and won.
Wasn't it Ortega?
Or Brian Ortega, yeah, that was his last fight, I believe.
Did Ortega finish him? No, it was a round fight. It was 5-round decision, but I feel like Ortega battered him on the feet because everyone was
yeah.
Oh,
that's because everyone's like, Ortega striking's fucking gone up like, massively.
Yeah.
But another fight that's been cancelled as well. Do you see the Holloway Rodriguez fight's been cancelled? That was meant to be the week after Connor's fight or the week before Connor's fight. Yeah. That's been cancelled. That was Holloway that's pulled out as well, which is a bit weird.
Yeah. He doesn't normally pull out. To be fair, it's probably his first injury.
Especially now that he's saying that he's not sparring as much and stuff as well. Yeah. So I don't know how he would have picked up it in. It might just be that it was too short notice. He's not ready. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to fit in for that, but it probably won't be anyone with a big name.
No. But that would have been a fucking good fight, man.
Yeah. I feel like Max gets it done against everyone really in that division. And maybe if Ortega... I'd rather see Ortega fight Holloway again rather than Volkanovski versus Holloway 3. Because I feel like Ortega just... If his striking improves and he does beat Volkanovski, then it's a bit like, okay, his striking's improved now. Could he do something?
Yeah, but I don't think his striking will be on the level of Max's.
Nah.
But then he's great on the ground, but then Max is so hard to fucking take down and keep on the ground. It's an interesting fight always. But even the Volkanovski one, man, like they've been quite close fights. The last one, obviously, I think the majority of people thought that Max won, but like they've been quite close fights. But I think when Volkanovski comes for those fights, it is too much of a chess match. Like, not really going for it. He's just trying to win the points and stuff. Like, so it's not like fans are dying to see the third one.
Yeah. They're currently filming the Ultimate Fighter series. I might check that out. And they'll probably fight. I don't know. They normally fight after the series is done. So that'd be a good fight.
I reckon, hopefully towards the end of the summer, man, maybe we get to see it.
Yeah. What other stuff was going on? Oh, yeah.
You heard about Anderson fight as well, innit?
Yeah. So, Anderson Silva beat Chavez Jr. At 46 years old versus a 35-year-old former WBC middleweight champ, which on the surface level does look very impressive in a boxing fight. But
until you look at records.
Yeah, I mean, Chavez has got a good record. He was like 46 wins undefeated, and then he lost one, and then it just looks like he kind of slipped off, and he's like win one, lost one, win one, lost one. And his dad, who's like 58, fought on the same card, and he took his headgear off and was like, "Yo, let's fight properly," because I had a little bit of a thing after the bell. But he looked in probably better condition than his son. Like, both his sons were on the card and they both lost.
I think his old man said a couple of times, isn't it, that he doesn't really put in the fucking work, his son, man.
He's actually said, he's come out and said, he goes, his son should retire. Both sons should retire because they don't prepare properly. And it's like, they're like disrespecting boxing by going out there and losing to like an MMA guy and not training properly. He's like, I'd rather them retire than just not train properly and stuff. And to be fair, like Chavez Jr. against Silva, like he didn't really throw too much, and he kind of did the same against Canelo when he fought Canelo. He got this decision, which is quite impressive, but he wasn't really letting his hands go. So it was good to see Silva, though. He was still doing it, like showboating a bit in there, putting his hands down. He used to do MMA. Like,
he's like, come on, like
come on.
him on and that in the corner.
Yeah. So it was good to see him back in there. And I think he starts calling out Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Everyone wants that money fight. He wants that. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants it. You know what? Jake would probably take that just to say I took out one of the best MMA guy of all time. One of them.
I think it probably makes more sense for Logan to have that fight just because of the size.
Yeah.
As well, because he's obviously bigger as well. But fucking Anderson Silva, man. I don't know if they drug tested before that fight. He looks a bit jacked in that fight, man.
For his age. I don't think the drug test on that Triller thing. It's just
I don't think they would have been properly drug tested. Yeah. For 46, mate, he's on some fucking shit, bro. Like, you compare his physique in the last few like UFC fights compared to that one. Fucking hell, man. He's eating some of that horse meat that Canelo was eating.
Yeah. He looked good, but then, I don't know. Logan might take the fight, but he's probably got bigger fish that I want to call him out. I don't know. Yeah. I know that Jake wants to, from what I've seen from his interview, wants to take out after Woodley. He wants Diaz. He says Diaz is an easy one. He says he's washed. So that would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
If he gets through Woodley.
Yeah, that's a tough fight, man. But then Dana's even come out and said though, like Woodley's lost his last 4 fights in a sport that he's actually supposed to be good at. So I don't think Dana's like putting much hope in Woodley being the one that fucking brings down Jake Paul, man. But
I feel like Dana's got to be careful though, because he was saying, "I'll bet you $2 million that Ben Askren will be Jake Paul." So I feel like now he had to eat his words. I feel like he's just going to go on their side more now and just with more caution. I feel like Woodley can get it done if he lands a good few power shots. But I'd hate to see him not let his hands go again. That'd be the worst thing. Like,
yeah, that'd take the fucking piss, man.
Yeah, if you're just like not letting, like I can understand not letting your hands go against like Vicente Luque or Colby, but against Jake Paul, he should feel confident enough to just let his hands go. But yeah, when's that? That's in August.
Yeah, August 24th, I think. It's like right at the end of the summer, that one.
Yeah, but that Triller card was a circus, man. It was like they had Canelo. Canelo gave a lot of respect to Silva, but I think in one of the fights, I can't remember which one it was, they literally called him from the crowd, and he went from the crowd in and cornered someone. It was just raggo shit like that. It's just mental.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. The whole production thing's weird, man. Like Triller's events are fucking weird. So
yeah. But yeah, so that happened. The only other news that I had from last week was Masvidal starting his own bare knuckle MMA thing.
I saw that. Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the fights, to be fair, and I wasn't sure where to even catch them. But I don't know. I don't think he's the same star. Literally, MMA is a sport. One loss just literally can destroy your whole hype. Like, even in the comments, people are like, "Oh, like, why is he saying Leon's not a real fighter when this and that happened to you?" Like, yeah, I don't know. Just one loss, it just seems to like no one cares about him anymore. What did he care?
Bro, the narrative has changed so much. Yeah. Like, I was literally reading through Twitter, and back in the day, you know, when he gave Leon the 3-piece on the soda, everyone was like gassing, like, you got smacked up by Masvidal.
Yeah.
And now this week, I've been seeing people commenting to Masvidal. I was like, "Oh, you fucking sucker punched Leon anyway," and shit like that. So it's like, UFC fans are fickle, man. They flip-flop so quickly, innit?
Yeah, so. recency bias, and everyone's saying, like, Usman's getting fans when against Masvidal, he was like the enemy, like, now, especially the first one when he did it on late notice. I just think it's the fact that Hoyer was saying, like, you know, he ain't got the power, he's got pillow fists, and then he just
gave him no respect, innit? His striking, then he got absolutely, he got sent to the fucking shadow realm. He did, man.
Yeah. But what fights has Masvidal got though? He's got Leon. He's always got the Colby fight, but I don't know if he's got this. If he won against Usman, that Kobe fight.
He will never fight Kobe Covington. Never, ever,
he
ever.
knows, innit? He knows.
He knows he gets fucking smoked.
Yeah. But he's got.
Yeah, his bare knuckle thing's a bit of a weird one, man, because it's already been done. Like, there's already a bare knuckle fighting championship.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's come out with this new product. Like, I get that is obviously what the background that he originated from.
Yeah.
Doing these like backyard fights and stuff, but I just think that market's been filled already. Like, there's already that bare knuckle one, and then just going off that, man, how successful is it really? The fact they've got fucking like Paige Van Zandt as like a star fighter coming over, like, can't be that big of a fucking promotion unless it's fucking bare body. No one's watching and paying fucking $40 to watch Paige Van Zandt fight, man. Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, they might watch that one with Rachel though. I like Rachel Ostrovich.
Rachel Ostovich, yeah. But they're both fucking shit, man.
Yeah,
they're shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're literally scrubs. Like, if you're watching this now, Rachel and Paige, I'll fucking fight you both at the same time.
You wish.
No, I won't.
You wish.
Boy, don't tell your husband either, so I know he's a MMA fighter.
Her husband is actually a really good fighter.
Yeah.
He's like undefeated, I think, and I think he might become a champion soon. Like, he's a warrior. Like, I've seen.
All right, let's just cut that out then.
So yeah, what's his name? Yeah, they call him Mr. Van Zandt. That's how they put no respect on his name.
Yeah, that's pissing. That is a pissing. That's like, imagine Benavidez being called Mr. Levy. Like, that is a piss take, bro.
You know what? Benavidez is hilarious though. You know, like when he loses, yeah, and he's like, he never got the belt. Like, UFC tried to get him to the belt, and there's like comments saying like, but he's got Megan's legs wrapped around him. That's better than any bout in the UFC.
Facts, though.
Facts. But yeah, he did it. Yeah, he won't win any. He's too old now. But yeah. What else have we got? That was pretty quick roundup.
Yeah, geezer. I got football. Yeah, so guys, I actually need to go to.
Yeah, should we cut it there? I'm just gonna check the list, see if there's anything big. Now we covered everything. We've got the Conor Dustin card. There's a really shit UFC card next.
It's the Gain Volkov one, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I think the one after that is Conor and Dustin.
Yeah, so, July 11th.
Yeah, so we'll have to do definitely an episode specific.
July 11th is going to be a big one. Shout out our boy Pav getting married as well that day.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Shout out my man.
Yo, let's wrap it up then. All right, thank you for tuning in to the 5th episode of the Championship Round. It's been a pleasure going through these topics for you as usual. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, go donate to my GoFundMe in the description, and please subscribe to our channel and turn on that little bell notification so you know when we've uploaded, because we only upload like once every 5 weeks now. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram as well at championship_rounds_official. We're always active on there. And until next time,